All right, here we go. This is the actual time to go. So, first of all, one important thing is to first of all make sure that when you're loading into the night, it says night ends in whatever. So it will be night when you load in, and here we go. Also, communication with your teammates is very important. I'm not gonna lecture people. I'm not gonna. This video is not just gonna be lecturing you. Just showing off how to do this. So I am kind of slow, so don't hate on me for that. First thing you instantly want to do is mark the Eidolon, cast your speed, and go for the fast charge. I will be showcasing fast charge, and it's really easy to do. Just boom, zoom, go, and then you will come over here by these two trees here. You will slowly tap until you see a Vom spawn. There should be two, and then you break this layer. So what you can do is take these two lures, take these two Voms, go up here, and then usually two will spawn here, or if you come up here and load this lake properly, it will spawn there, but two also spawn here. So once you have it charged, your teammate will be over there. You instantly want to head to the Eidolon, break the first Sinova, and then hack the next lure. But basically what I'm doing is making sure I have as much amp damage as possible. So I'm lining up all 6 of the shields to have more amp damage, using my 2 to make my amp do more damage to the Eidolon, and then hitting him and instantly trying to shoot the part I need to. So the fastest way to shoot right after you do it is you shoot, you melee cancel, and then you aim and shoot. But for generally, you're going to just be using your amp for these. Now here, first thing you instantly want to do is break that. Break that. My friend's trying to join, but it's kind of too late. But also, what you want to do is grab another lure from over here. Also, blink hacking is a thing. You just dash, you interact, and you cipher at the same time. I'm not using my Sarper strip because this guy's much weaker. If you know he's captured, you can bring your lures to here, and the loot will spawn here. But meanwhile, your teammate's coming over here. You grab the 2 extra lures you need. Then you instantly get back to work. So how to do this first stage is, once you get accustomed to this, you'll know where they'll be spawning and where they'll be facing when they spawn. But also one more important thing to know is you need to have a lot of energy restores when doing this, or else you're just going to struggle. And the good order to do this is doing the back two first, and then doing the arms and then the legs. That's the easiest order for me. You can do it a different way, doesn't matter. But if your teammate is running a Trinity, you can do this strip pretty easily. So literally all you do is just cast your speed, start shooting at the Sinova, and he should be stripped pretty quickly. And as you've noticed, I'm consistently getting my Madurai buff back. That's what I'm focusing on. And this is just the consistency what you want to keep up for the rest of the fight. Keeping up Shock Trooper, keeping up Roar, constantly having your shields down so you have your damage. You can do this with an amp, just an amp, but the amp's really just like, oh, you use what you want, but the best one is 177. The 177 amp is the best amp for Eidolon hunting. There is no better amp for it. But as we continue on here, so once you break the last one, you will have a bunch of bombs spawn in, as well as one right under him. Oh, and you actually don't want to get too far from him because that's going to happen. Oh, that was a big mistake. I need to charge these layers. So when this happens, it's okay. It's not that big of a time waster. It's like usually like 30 seconds, 30 or so, depending on how fast you get those charged. And you instantly head over here. You place down your shields. I say that because by the time you get over here, his shields will probably be broken. As in, like, he will probably be like his shields won't be fully up yet. Like, he'll be in that stage where he's starting to gen his shields, but he's not going to be there yet. Also, some Eidolons spawn relatively close to some Voms. They spawn relatively close to the fight at the end here. They won't be on them, but they will be close. And then after you have your 3 charge, you want to grab the last one. Nope. I was lagging for a second. Oh, I missed. Okay, we're good. And then you just want to charge your other lure. You also have your teammate here. If you're doing this in a squad, it's usually easier. Because if you're doing this solo, it might be faster, but you're going to have to deal with the lures possibly dying. So you'll get the 2 charge lures, then we'll grab the 3rd one, and this is the only time you'll need to go for lures. You don't need to go for any more after this. And here you go. Also, you constantly notice me transitioning in and out of my Arcwing. You want to have it as the first slot. If you don't have it as the first slot, it's going to be a little slower. That's just one thing I recommend for quality of life. It's not really necessary to have it as the first slot. Come on, what's this lag? But yeah, when he's coming up out the water, you can actually hit him. Like he's still vulnerable to your amp. He's not vulnerable to your actual Warframe, but he's vulnerable to your amp for some damn reason. But again, you don't have to follow the order I told you to hit the Sign Nova either. You can just do whatever you want. It's not necessary. But one thing you want to note is that the Eidolon will be knocked in the opposite direction from which part you break. So if I were to break like the left part, he would go in the right direction. That's when you want to have it to like alternate. So if you're doing this and you want to have him stay in one place, just alternate between the sides and you'll be fine. But as you notice, we are getting really good time right now. This is going to be about 11:30. Not my best time. So far with Lua and the others, the best time we've gotten is 10:30, which is really good, but it could be better. But you really just want to try not to die. Oh, sometimes that happens because the hitbox for his gun is very big. But during this phase, you just want to clear out a lot of the Eidolons or the Voms here. Charge up the lure. And then when you get the last part, just get ready and do your thing. And then you just want to get rid of the Voms. So all the little guys that are down here, and if you haven't already, strip your Eidolon. And this is it. This is the end of the fight. So that's basically everything you need to know. The only quick charge you really need to know about is the one over there by the camp between the trees. The way you do it is just slowly keep pressing W until you see your Vom spawn, and then you go for the Voms. And then above that area, there's a couple lakes that will spawn some Voms as well. But that's it. So also how to do the quick lures is just wait for them to go up and then instantly bring your lures over here. The best way is just to slam down. We also want teammates that are consistently on it, getting ready to go out the door, getting ready to just like instantly get the shards and put them in. If you don't, you're going to be a little bit slower, but it's generally better to do it in solo, but you don't have to. But rest of this video is just going to be one more run, and I will be muting my mic and just playing. Only other thing is, my other friend's about to get on, but he hasn't. But again, for this, 2 trees right here, 4 spawn. You look around, they're not spawning. Go up a little bit more, and sometimes they'll spawn there, so. So for these 4 spawns, it's a little bit more annoying. Most of the time, you're going to have to go all the way over here and back to check. Also, enemy highlights is highly recommended, as you won't be seeing a lot. Sometimes that happens, but you can just move your shields. But if you don't want to, you can just do this again, recast, and then continue on your further day. Wait for this, do your one, do that. It's real easy. It's pretty simple. Once you get it down, you'll be able to do these really fast. I'm not in 8-3 territory. I already said this. I'm not in like the super extreme optimized routes yet. I'm just I'm okay. I'm not that bad. I'm not super good. But yeah. This is basically how you do these. It's pretty simple. You always want to wait for the Eidolon to the bombs to come over here beforehand, because it's kind of annoying getting the bombs there and then them just not deciding to work. But you want your layers to be charged all the way up. Yep. All right, here we go. So that was actually a pretty slow run. You usually get an average pace of like 3, but I think I'm actually gonna end it here because I don't want to make people watch another run that's gonna be another like 11 minutes, and it's gonna be like a 30-minute video, which I'm not doing. And well, this is it for the video. Goodbye.